through the Suez Canal. Now, you have to know your geography, Kate, because we went through Egypt into the Mediterranean. We landed in Malta, tiny little island. Mother got berated by the local police for wearing a sleeveless top, considered indecent. Then we got off the boat in France. Was it Marseille? Was it Marseille? Yeah. Yeah, Marseille. So we took the train through France. No. We took the train. We took the train. Your geography. It traverses the whole length of France to Dover. And did we fly across? I doubt it. We probably took the ferry. We took the ferry from France to England, and that's how we got to England. No, that's an Irish tune. That's an Irish tune. We're in England now. And we were in shape financially. I mean, we were done, we had no money. No money. It was a hard time financially, and there we were just traipsing around London, nowhere to go. You're always traipsing around, but that's what we did, we just traipsed. We didn't have any money, and we would go to these boarding houses, and they would just say, "No children," and slam the door in our face. I mean, can you imagine that scene? Bloody awful, just bloody awful. But, we lived in England for 5 years. 5 years later, all this travel was done by flying. From then on, nobody took boats. This is all that I can really recall, actually. Oh, hey, Mom. Yeah, it's good to talk to you again. Well, I just wanted to know, I don't know, I know this was like a hard time for you. Do you think that that's okay? Yeah, I always remember from Daddy, I asked him, I said, "Daddy, how come you never taught any of us to ride?" And he said, "Well, if you really wanted to ride, you'd have found a way. If you have a strong desire to do something, you will, no matter what." I noticed that the piece I'm composing, it changes depending on the time of day, the moment, the minute, and in an inspired gust of billowing winds and weeping willows, I feel it's larger than self, reaching into the cosmic pool, pregnant with possibility, a seed of potential so grand the branches expand beyond the beyond and then shift. I'm walking home, I round the corner to the house, and I feel the sinking, the shrinking, the balloon deflating into my soggy cereal, and I wilt, and the piece wilts, and anything important to it that was once attached to it runs away and pretends it had nothing to do with it to begin with. Then there is the middle way, the trust, the leaning into, the all is wholeness returning to its holiness, all is bliss, perfect timing, full of meaning and nothingness, and it's just, the process is just creating. It's just creating. That's just living. That's just living. That's just living. Anna DeVere Smith. I've come to see it's in the way the utterances themselves are manipulated that identity comes forward. And I have to say, the thing that's unquenchable about me, the thing that I really love to do is listen to people, listen to stories. The goal is to tell a story that has multiple points of view, and in doing so, indicate on an artistic level that this old idea of the single author, if you will, is flawed. Because, it's ultimately, it takes many people to tell the story of a community or of a society. So this sense of the august author who can speak for women or speak for men, well, I don't believe that. Now, my imagination comes into play, but before doing so, I want to know how a person feels about something. I study it because I understand. I'm one person with a set of experiences that color my lens. And when I play these characters, it suggests to an audience that, maybe they don't have to sit in their one position. Maybe there's a wider and we've come to understand it. We can tell compelling stories without having the same stereotypes over and over again. And by the way, when I come out in the end and I'm still me, did I really lose anything? No. In fact, maybe I gained some. Oh my God, Anna Deavere Smith, you are amazing. Oh my God, I've seen you on the TV. Oh my God, and your plays. What was that one? It was called Fires in the Mirror. Oh my God, I love that one. And the one about healthcare where you talk to everyone about their issues with healthcare. I mean, that was real. That was some real stuff. You know what I mean? You just characterize all these people. I mean, oh my God. And after the Rodney King riots, the uprisings, you just went and you talked to all these people about their thoughts on identity and racism and their communities. And I just love that. That is inspiring work. That is powerful work. Oh, hello there, everyone. I'm so glad you could make it to my cooking show. Oh, my name's Pat. Patriarchal culture sucks, it's hyphenated. All right, well, I'm glad you could tune in to today's episode of What's Cooking Around the Corner from you and your communities, your neighborhoods, maybe your next door neighbor's house, your workplaces, your schools, maybe your house, maybe your relationships, in which case, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm serious. All right, folks, we're going to get satirical here, so be forewarned. All right, well, you guessed it. Today's episode is domestic violence. Now, people just love when I bring that one up. When I tell them I work in a safe house for women and children. Most days I simmer, but some days my blood just gets boiling thinking about the amount of women and children we serve and the blatant crimes and repeated injustices that happen on a daily basis to not always, but mostly women. So, here it is, folks. A recipe for abuse. All right. Throw in a big, oversized, overflowing, heaping portion of patriarchal culture. We're going to add some rape culture, commodity culture, victim blaming, human shaming, a dose of largely misunderstood and manipulated portions of the Bible, the Koran, the Torah, the television, the media, religion, the internet, mainstream porn, video games and music, Hollywood, unhealthy emotional repression taught to young people, silence about sex, consent, boundaries, and communication, the military, industrial, imperialist, corporate cultures of domination, distorted concepts of power and masculinity, cycles of violence, wheels of control, a very large dash of past trauma, silencing, no support for speaking out, and lack of resources. Well, I'm sorry, I could go on, but it's just becoming a bubbly mess. Hold on, we're not done with. Hold on. Okay, all right, I see. Now just funnel all that anger into advocacy work, creativity, empowerment counseling, open dialogue, community building, bold act of resistance, consciousness raising, transformative personal growth work, reclaiming power, restoring personal and cultural narratives, support, and turn on the oven while we watch it rise. Well, so glad you could tune in to today's episode, folks. All right, we'll come back next time when we discuss other systemic societal issues at large, such as the military-industrial complex, the prison-industrial complex, systemic racism, the media. I guess you get the gist. Well, we'll be sure to get to revolution. I just wanted to make sure all those ingredients come to a rolling boil first. TV. Could you just turn that off? I don't want to sit around watching TV all night again. Could you just turn off? You know what though? I like that lady. I think she's actually saying some real shit. You know what I mean? I like her. I like her. So I'm down with her show. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. Hold on. Oh my God, my hair looks so bad. I don't want to talk anymore. My hair looking like this. I'm bald. Oh my God, are they downstairs? All right, hold on. I'm almost ready. Oh, hi. How you doing? It's good to see you. I'm so glad you could come out. Great. Okay, pronounce it, it's all right. You just call me Joy Z for sure. Yeah, I'm from South Jersey. Yeah. It's just over the Tacony Palmyra. If you keep going down 70, you're going to want to keep going. You're going to see the 7-Eleven on your left. You're going to see the Wawa on your right. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep going. You're going to see another Wawa, and then you're going to keep going. You're going to see the jug candy. You're going to go around the jug candy. You're going to keep going. Like you're going down the shore, but you're not going to go all the way down the shore. You went too far. So you got to turn around. You're going to turn around. You're going to see the Walmart on your right. You're going to see the Walmart, right? You know the Walmart I'm talking about. You know what I mean, that 107. So I'm right past there. You're going to hit right on Locust, then you're going to turn around. You're going to hit Maple. Yeah, that's where I live. It's not far. It's not far. It's only 20 minutes, you know. Yeah, but what was the question? What's my relationship like with my heart? I don't really know, but you know what? No, you know what? Listen to this. Now, so the other day, I was at my friend Joey's house, and I go to his house and I see like this welcome mat and it says "Home Sweet Home," and I'm like, ugh, I hate that quote. So corny, you know, like corny. And so, but you know, I look at that and I'm thinking later, I'm like, you know what? I kind of like it actually. I was like, you know what? No, because you know, home is where your heart is. You know what I mean? It's like if you think about it, it's like your heart's here, right? Like your heart's in your chest, like in your body, you know. And it's like home is here. It's like your body. So it's like home is where your heart is. I like it. You know, it's like there's like a security in that. Like there's like a security, like a trust. I like that. I really do. And you know what? I have to tell you, I had this experience, okay? It's a weird one, all right? It's a little odd, but I'll share it with you anyway. I mean, I'm not supposing yours is similar, right? I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm just gonna share mine, and you know what I mean. So basically, I guess it was like for a year, maybe it was a year. I don't really know. Maybe it was more than a year, but anyway, I had this like feeling, it was like in my chest. So I guess it was anxiety. I wasn't really sure at the time. I was like, is there something wrong with me? Like, do I need to, you know, seek some medical attention or something? So then I did. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the doctor. But you see, I didn't have health insurance at the time, so I was like, all right, I'll just go to this like clinic here that people told me to go to, and there's like 10,000 people in the clinic, you know. And they're like, all right, just wait 6 days, and we'll see you when you're ready. And I said, okay, all right. So I just waited, and then I was like, no, fuck this, I'm gonna leave this. And then I just dealt with it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna deal with it. And then I was like,
So I was like, yeah, it was really interesting actually, this feeling that I had. I didn't know. I was like, is this something, am I making this up? Is this something that's real? Is this a real thing? I wasn't sure. So then finally I found a clinic that worked, all right? It was okay. And so I go there and I get an EKG and they tell me, you're fine. Like everything's fine. You're fine. And I'm like, all right, yeah, it's probably just that anxiety I was talking about. But I didn't know how to get rid of it. I was like, how the fuck do you get rid of this thing that's like inside you and it won't go away? So then, like, basically I just, like, I guess, like, I changed some things in my life, like, I left this job I was in that I guess I kind of felt stuck in, you know, and then, like, some relationships changed, and I got my own space, you know, and I started to, like paint, like, I started to, like, you know, paint the walls, like, I started to create my space, and, like, every time I did it, I felt that tightness kind of, like, leave a little bit, you know what I mean? So, yeah, like, it was interesting, and then, you know, the thing that was really cool is that I started being open to going to, like, acupuncture, and so I went to acupuncture, and I felt that tightness that had been in my chest for a year. I felt it just leave. And I was like, oh my God. And then later I did Reiki, and I felt so balanced, so relaxed, and I just came back into my body and came back into trusting my heart and trusting my body. And I mean, it's just incredible. Isn't that incredible? Like, how much power we have, how much agency we have. I mean, isn't that amazing? Shit, what am I doing? I have to get to work. Musings on the Broad Street line. I pledge allegiance to always feel insecure if I don't have money, and to constantly grasp for it
an eternal lunge, shaking the tree for all it's worth. Don't trees grow on money? I know it's all a struggle with reality and illusion. And here I am dancing with debt from, well, I guess a few institutions, blown out of proportion. You know, I'm grateful for the lessons, you know, they've shaped who I am, but it's caused me all this confusion. Making hourly wage and part-swipe space to compose and create never balances what's owed or what was loaned, and now who is owned and what do we own, and are these limitations keeping us from truly realizing our potential to love, support, expand, and grow? And hold on, I'm about to be interrupted on the train. You got your pen out, write my phone number down. He almost touched me. Actually, I'm writing a poem. What's it called? I want to hear it when you're done. I love poems. They soothe my soul and music. Yeah, me too. So you came at me with a pickup line, and this time I wasn't in the mood for silence and averted eyes, so I talked about art and why I make it, and then we talked about poverty and its challenges, and I walked off in strides, refusing to accept the roles we too easily slip inside, and suddenly the poem's gone, and here I am thinking about Antoine and how we handled it. One of my tactics is turning the gaze back to you without fear or objectifying either of us. I mean, the roles are too simple, too flat, too minimal, too easy. I'll try them on and I'll take them off, standing naked on the bay of Moloa'a, under the starshine night where actual glimmers of star trails brightly affix themselves to patterns in the sky. Her lunar wisdom is palpable, a sexless mermaid washed onto the shore after the